What about his salary?
Yeah, it definitely matters because like money security, like financial security is important to me. As long as like we have enough money to, I don't know, go on dates and like do like concerts, like fun stuff.
No, doesn't really matter. If he has goals, like if the salary's not amazing right now, but he has goals for himself and, he's working towards something, that's important to me. But everyone's in different places at different times, so I feel like immediate salary, just as long as we could still have fun.
If his bills are paid and he treats me right, I don't think money should be an object because it doesn't last forever.
No, salary not too much. As long as you're making like a decent income for yourself and you can live within those means.
I would say like same answer as his job title. It doesn't really matter what you're making right now, but if you're ambitious and you have like high expectations for yourself and high goals for yourself, then that's very attractive.
It is important because, for me as a female, I plan to be making a certain amount at a certain age. And the man that I expect to be with, I want him to be a hustler and a go-getter too. And, the harder you work, the more you work, the higher you're going to move up, the more your salary is going to raise. So also, if you plan to be with somebody and you plan to have a family, you have to support your children and each other. So I do think salary matters because it's, kind of going to show you what the future is going to look like and what kind of struggles or what kind of things you can do.
I wouldn't say it doesn't matter. I think, if we're thinking about a long-term thing, we're partners. So thinking about things in that way, I had to consider what my salary is and what kind of life we want to live. If he's making less money than me and I'm the breadwinner, I personally would be uncomfortable just from what I'm making at this moment. If we're like at a point where I feel like I'm comfortable on my own, we'd be fine together, I really don't care. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there a number that stands out to you as like a decent salary? Like something that you would be like, okay, he needs to make this much money.
I don't think there's a number in mind, especially for right now, but I would say if he's not ever making more than, let's say, $100,000, then I would be a little bit worried about our future.
Did y'all just hear that? I mean, if the dude ain't making $100,000 a year, then that would be our problem. I mean, this is so absurd because I think these expectations of these women are absolutely out of whack. Like, this is the modern woman, And, I took a while before I interjected because, I understand that women should be provided for. I actually agree with it. I do think men need to step up and be providers. But can you imagine if your standard is $100,000 a year? I just want to put things in perspective for you guys just so that you understand why I'm not crazy. All right, let's check this out. All right, so as per the balancemoney.com, excuse me. This is the median salary in the U.S. All right, you guys. All right, learn the typical salary by location, gender, race, age, education, and job. All right, so that covers all bases. And check this out. This is the key takeaway. The median salary in the U.S. Let me just zoom it in just so that you understand that I'm not making this up. The median salary in the U.S. in the second quarter of 2022, that's this year, guys, was $1,041 per week, or $54,132 per year. Do you guys actually understand that? Do you understand that? So this is the average. This is the median. All right. So what am I saying? In other words, you have to understand that it is anything above $54,000 a year, you're actually doing very well for yourself. You're doing extremely well for yourself but yet these women pretty much want almost double the amount just for them to think that they're in a good, stable relationship. And this is just bizarre. This is totally like it doesn't make sense. I'm gonna give you another thing, right? Because you saw the women in the video, they're fairly young. You know what I'm saying? So, typically in this modern day and age, and people could marry or get together in various ages, but let's just assume that these women are within their 20s, let's say low to mid 20s. Finding a partner in your age range, I just want you to understand, most likely they are not going to be making no 100K. I don't care what you tell me. All right, let's just check this out, y'all. All right, guys, so this is CapitalOne.com, and you can see that it says, what's the average salary in the U.S. by age? Just check this out, right? If we scroll down below, it says median salary in the U.S. by age bracket, right? By age bracket. Check what it says. Q1 of 2022. Again, that's what's this year. If you're 16 to 19, they said the median annual earnings is about $30,524. If you're from 20 to 24, you're making about $35,568. If you're from 25 to 34, now you're starting to make about $50,700 as your annual income. 35 to 44, you're making about $60,060. All right, so mind you, these are people that's well in their 40s. They haven't even touched. They have not even touched 100K yet. All right, we have 45 to 54. It goes up to 60,944. And the older you get, it seems like it just decreases, but you're still relatively in the 50,000s, right? If we scroll down, it says, now this is the Q1 2022 median weekly earnings of full-time wage and salary workers age 25 and older. But now this is based on education level. If you have no high school diploma, your median annual income is about $34,840. A high school diploma, no college, you're about $43,004. All right. Now, some college or associate's degree, now you're hitting about $48,776. Bachelor's degree. So this is people, again, if you have your bachelor's degree, you graduate high school usually around the age of 18. Bachelor's degree is about 4 years after that. So that's assuming this person didn't take no breaks in between. This person would be age 22, 4 years of college. He's making about $72,540. And now an advanced degree, again, this is an advanced degree, meaning a master's and above, right? So we're assuming this person took no breaks in between. This person was a just complete workaholic. Give him an extra 2 years above his bachelor's, he will be 24. This person still didn't even hit 100K. He's at 90,896. Mind you, this could be male and female. But what is the point though? The point is there ain't no way that it's a realistic expectation that the partner that you're with, you expect them to be making 100K. I mean, that if you could find someone that's making above 50K a year, you should be counting your blessings. You should be counting your blessings. 70 is a great income for the annual. But this is the thing, right? There's like this culture, especially amongst modern women, where they put down the 9-to-5 hustle. They putting it down and they devalue it as if it has no place. I don't get it personally. But since when was a 9-to-5 a bad thing? It seems like the only thing these modern women want, if you want that type of money, is that you either want some type of entrepreneur or you want a scammer. That's pretty much it. You either want some entrepreneur or you want a scammer. 100K.
I'm gonna say like in the 70s. I don't know. There's like the gender wage gap, so I don't even know.
I would say enough to live a life of leisure in a sense. Like not have to worry about your rent, your utilities, stuff like that.
Okay, that's pretty reasonable. Yeah, I could understand that. You don't want to, you don't want to have to be worrying about if you got running water. Okay, I could appreciate that.
obviously a more desirable man would be able to take care of our kids, of myself, of our older parents. So I would say somewhere between 400K to wherever. Like there's.
Are you serious? 400K? Man, am I the only? Please tell me if I'm tripping. 400K? Man, men, just be prepared right now to be dying alone. Hey, men, you just completely get out of the market. Clearly, you're not gonna meet these standards of these modern women. It's done. It's done for.
At 23, if I were to be dating a man right now.
Did this girl just say 23? Did this girl just literally say 23? She's a baby. She's a baby. What the hell does she know? 23? Let me hear this.
Now, 80K is pretty good.
Oh, boy, just as I thought. What the hell does she, at the age of 23, at the age of 80 to 80 to 100K. Matter of fact, let's just go back just to refresh our memory. At the age of 23, so that would be this bracket right here, guys. Right? 20 to 24. This individual should be making on average 35,568. Even if you double that, this dude would be making roughly around 70,000. And this chick had the nerve to say this individual should be making 80K. And why am I stressing this out, by the way, you guys? Because you gotta understand, every individual, both male and female, you grow over time, but primarily men, because women, as the older they get, they tend to hit the wall. But I'm not going to go too deep into that. But for men age like fine wine. I mean, he may not be making that much money now, but if you stick with him, if you trying to get that 80K, right? And again, mind you, that would be a blessing. That's not the statistical norm. But if you want that dude that's going to be making 80K, 100K, by the time he's in his 20s, he's going to be in college. Those are the dudes that's in college right now, and that's going to eventually make that 80K. Ain't no way they coming out straight out of 23, right? So this person only has a bachelor's. Ain't no damn way this person is going to be making no 80K. I mean, it's over. It's over. I'm not going to say off yourself, but it is over. I mean, just completely run. There is no place for you in this modern date scene. There is no logic or reason to these women today. Just run.
Is what I'd be looking for. Somewhere around 80 to 100K in your mid-20s.
I think 6 figures is definitely decent it's a little, you got to work hard for it nowadays, but for an income, to create a family and things of that nature, like at least 100,000 is acceptable. I mean, we'll take less, but it just depends on your job and your career and what you're doing.
Yeah, a lot of girls have said that, and I actually just recently read the statistic where only 2% of men between the ages of 20 and 40 make 6 figures and are over 6 feet, which is like 2 of the things that women typically say they want.
Right.
But it's crazy to think about the fact that there's only 2% of men
that are out
making
there.
that much. Yeah.
I'll take a short guy that makes $1 million all day long.
Do you see the delusion? I'll take a short guy that makes $1 million all day long. So you see, it just shows you guys, outside of your finances, there ain't no real genuine attachment that these modern women have for you. They don't care about your personality. They don't care about, they'll throw looks outside the window any given day if you make enough money. If you make enough money, I mean, they'll throw a whole bunch of things off of their, non-negotiables if you make a certain amount of money. And mind you, it's crazy. Men above the height of 6 feet and making 6 figures, they said it's only 2%. only 2% of men actually fit the bill. Man, again, you guys, look, I've been telling you guys this for a while now. And again, this is not me. If you think I'm picking on women, this ain't the case. I'm just saying, like, this is slim pickings out here, fellas. It truly is slim pickings, because again, you're fighting a mindset that has been influenced and indoctrinated by feminism. And these tricks out here actually wonder why dudes like Andrew Tate and why Red Pill even exists. I mean, Red Pill, MGTOW, all these things exist because of this form of thinking. It's idiotic. Yeah, good luck finding that short dude that only makes that makes $1 million a year, and if such a man even wants you.
That's a fair compromise, right?
Yeah, that's sad, because I plan to be making 100K or more, hopefully before 30. So
It's just crazy.
that is crazy.
Yeah, and then when all girls want that, they're all going after the same men, and it's like, what are you gonna do?
Right.
Right. That's all she had to say. Right. You know what that means? You see, because eventually you got to understand, this is exactly why high value men, 9 times out of 10, if you want an individual like that, just be prepared, ladies, that you're going to be competing with a whole bunch of other women that want that same man. So what do you think that's going to do? Just be prepared. That man is probably not going to be loyal by your standards to you. I mean, you're going to have to eventually start to think about polygyny of some sort, because again, there's all these women out here that are all vying and competing for 2% of the men that exist, right? So you just use common sense, right? I mean, if all these women are vying for the same small pool of men, you don't think that these men, especially, I mean, again, if he's making hella money, he could provide for more than one. But now, are you going to put away your pride or your dignity and accept that? You get what I'm saying? I mean, hey, this is the reason why I've always went for the biblical way. Anyway, I don't really give two shits about, MGTOW, Red Pill, feminism. I don't care about any of this stuff. But if you look through the lens of the Bible, now you can see why all these men that came before us, we talking about Abraham, we talking about Jacob, whose name was turned into Israel, and thus, had the 12 tribes of Israel, which is what that book is all about. It's all about this 12 tribes, Israel, right? You had David, you had Solomon, you had so much people in the book that you call the Bible that were in polygynous relationships. And I didn't say polygamy, I said polygyny. They were in a polygynous relationships. All these people have multiple wives, right? Because they could afford to. And it's just a biblical truth. And there was no sin, there was no doctrine against it. God didn't deem these men as unrighteous. It's just that was the cultural norm. And hey, look, more power to you. Hey, more power to you. If you want these high earning men, I have no problem with it. Again, but just understand that this is the lifestyle you're gonna have to accept, because if you want the top value guy, he's gonna be sleeping around with a whole bunch of women. Hey, just accept it.
Maybe I'll have to get into a different industry.
Hey, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Please comment down, chime in below in the comment sections. Am I crazy? Because again, the more I make these videos, as much as I enjoy them, I can't help but feel that I feel so outdated and I feel so out of place today. I mean, clearly, I should have been born to a different generation. I actually start to appreciate that I didn't marry in the traditional sense like some of you men have. I'm starting to appreciate it the more and more that I'm subjected, I am subjected to watching these videos and hearing these women regurgitate and spew out this type of rhetoric. I mean, it is slim pickings out here, fellas. Anyway, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment down below, because it does help the channel out a lot, and I would love to hear from you all right? With that being said, Blue Falcon over and out.
Game to win. Game hard.